How do we know what ancient languages sounded like? Maybe you've heard the claim that the Latin veni, vidi, vici was actually pronounced weni, weedi, wiki, but it's not like we had microphones back then, so how could we even know? There's actually a surprising number of tools at our disposal. For example, poetic analysis. So in English, the letters EE and EA generally make the same sound, like in meet, beat, feet. So when writing poetry, you can rhyme any of these words with any of the others. But if you look at historical poetry, you find that words with EE will rhyme with each other, words with EA will rhyme with each other, but historically, you would never find words from one group rhyming with the other. That seems to suggest that earlier in English's history, these two letter combos made different sounds. Now that's just one example, but linguists can analyze a bunch of different poetic devices to analyze older languages' sound systems. But there are other techniques too, like the works of ancient grammarians. One of my favorite examples is the Appendix Probi. This was written in Latin sometime in the 4th century, and it contains a bunch of spelling mistakes that a grammarian is trying to correct. For example, he writes adhuc, non aduc, or hostiae, non ostiae. Interesting, so it seems like during his day, there was a common spelling mistake where people were dropping their H's, which seems to imply that Latin was going through a sound change where the letter H was falling silent, just like it is in most of the modern Romance languages. Or how about when he writes bravium, non brabium, or alveos, non alveos. So a common spelling mistake at the time was that people were confusing their W sound with their B sound, which seems to imply that Latin was going through a sound change where these two sounds were becoming more similar. And sometimes historical grammarians are even more useful. For example, Sibawayh, a famous Persian grammarian from 1,000 years ago, meticulously detailed how to pronounce every single letter in Arabic. And linguists have a bunch more tools at their disposal, like by analyzing how words are borrowed into different languages, or how words are transcribed into different writing systems, or by comparing a bunch of different cognates in related languages. Now, are these techniques infallible? No. Just like any other aspect of history, the further back you go in time, and the more scant the evidence is, the less confident you can be. But on the flip side, it's not like linguists are just looking at old spellings and making random guesses. When you hear a historical pronunciation, just know that heaps of linguistic data and analysis have gone into reconstructing it.